because he sprints across the field, beats the Niners defense, goes 46 yards for the touchdown to give Seattle the lead at 6-0. Second quarter, Seahawks ball trailing by 1. Russell to DK again. The Seahawks win 37-27. This marks Wilson's 4th game with 4 or more touchdowns this season. That's the most in the NFL. I mean, just an incredible game. Take a look at the numbers here, Mooch. Your boy DK Metcalf, 12 receptions, 161 yards, 2 touchdowns. That is a career high for him in receiving yards and in targets. It is just tremendous for him. He's done a heck of a job. Let's get to Game Center, presented by Bridgestone. Mooch, a game that had me a whole wreck yesterday before it started, but the writing was on the wall. Ultimately, that Niners banged-up roster could not contend with the likes of Russell and DK Metcalf.
You were a wreck for that game?
Picking it, I mean, ahead of it.
I know, that's a hard pick, but this guy's playing like an MVP.
Yeah.
And that guy, look at that arm right there. Look at it. I used to look like that when I was a kid. That guy's an animal. Let's take a look at this. A couple touchdowns, you already showed him, right? Yeah. Well, we're going to take a good look at it. Scores 0-0 right here. And all they're trying to do is get a completion. You got a little bunch route over here, and you're going to throw the little in route up on top. You're going to try to get 12 yards or so, right? Well, when Russell Wilson throws it to the big guy right here, take it on the inside, he goes, I got some room. Oh, there's a linebacker right here. Let me just dip underneath. I got linebacker, can't cover me in open space. And now, we're going to turn on the Jets. You got 4 49ers over here, and he says, I don't care. I'm a 4'3" guy at 6'4", 235 pounds. Nobody in this league can catch me or tackle me if they get here.
Don't let the pacifier fool you.
Let's have a little play-action pass, okay? Get rid of those linebackers. And he's going to play a little rope-a-dope like he's going to stock block. He's not stock blocking, MJ. He's running a slant route. And Russell Wilson puts it on his chest. He can use his big body to shield that defender. That's his 2nd touchdown. Like he said, he had 12 catches. But he's tied in the NFL with 7 touchdowns already.
Unreal.
And his buddy on the other side, Tyler Lockett, has 7 touchdowns as well. Looks good for Russell Wilson, doesn't it?
It looks great for Russell. Looks great for the Seahawks. The Niners, though, not looking great. Riddled with injuries, just really struggling this season. How can they get back on track to possibly be in contention in this tough division, Mooch?
It's such a tough schedule going forward, too. And Nick Mullins, I like that guy. I know you do, too, from Southern Miss. And he's played quite a bit because Jimmy gets hurt every now and then. But you know what? You know, when he took over after Jimmy got hurt, you know, they were losing 30-7. And Nick Mullins did a heck of a job with scoring 20 points in that 4th quarter. But you know what? This roster for the Niners is probably, or maybe the best roster in the NFL. But the injuries are just killing them. You got guys out for the season. You got changing at running backs and receivers every week. Now Kittle's going to be out. You know, he's their best player. Bosa and Solomon and Richard Sherman, on and on. Deebo Samuels. It's just amazing how many injuries this football team has, and yet they're still 4-4.
Yep.
A lot of the teams like the Eagles, the Cowboys, Patriots, you know, that have been banged up or people opted out, they don't have that many wins.
Right.
This team's fighting. It can beat you at any day, and I think Mullins will be a good quarterback going forward.
You know, I always say the X factor there, Kyle Shanahan and his mastermind
Sure.
and his depth chart. So we'll see how they contend, but definitely an uphill battle for them. And Mooch, it is a short week for the Niners on top of all of that, because Thursday it's an NFC championship rematch when the Niners face Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Thursday Night Football, that's Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video. Now, speaking of Green Bay, they didn't really have a great Sunday either. Vikings at Packers. Aaron Rodgers and the Packers had won 3 straight games versus the Vikings ahead of this one. 2nd quarter, game tied, Packers ball. That was 1st and goal. Rodgers to Devontae Adams takes it right in. Packers lead 14-17. 3rd quarter, Vikings up 21-14. 3rd and 9. Kirk Cousins to Dalvin Cook, the man of the day, takes it 50 yards for the touchdown. Weren't his ridiculous day. In a second, the Vikings win 28-22 and break the 3-game losing streak versus Green Bay. All right, back to Cook, because if you didn't believe in X Factor, just look at what he did against the Packers. 163 rush yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. He added 63 receiving yards and a receiving TD. For good measure, he is the first player with 200 or more scrimmage yards and 4 or more touchdowns in Lambeau history. Unbelievable. David Carr joining me now. What a night for Dalvin Cook. He was a key element in this upset victory.
He really was, MJ, and they've definitely missed this guy because he's a back that does literally everything. You know, not only is he a zone run guy, but you saw the screen. I mean, he makes plays in every facet of the game. So what I'm going to show you is just how he impacts the game. When you have an elite back, this is the one you showed earlier. I played in Gary Kubiak's offense. This is the scoring alley. If you can catch a screen in between the hash and the numbers, and you can set up your blocks, if you can get about 10, 15 yards up the field, you're going to have one safety to break a tackle, and you can score a touchdown. You got a guy like Dalvin Cook, stays right there in the scoring alley, and then boom, make a miss, full speed to the end zone. No one's catching Dalvin Cook. Home run threat every time he touches the ball. Fantastic play. Okay, now let's use him in the zone run scheme. This is why we drafted this guy. But now you're going to see the Green Bay Packers do a great job of having a free guy right there. He makes one cut, and he's gone out the backside. Again, using his top-end speed, elite speed with that size and frame. Fantastic play. And this last one, this is what I like to call checkdowns for first downs. I know a lot of people will give you a hard time if you're a quarterback for checking it down, but if you got a back like this, you get him to drop out, he's covered up, it's 3rd and 8. Okay, so what? I'll throw it to my best player on the field, Dalvin Cook. He only has to make one guy miss. Easily done, picks up the first down. So Dalvin affects the game in the zone run, in the screen game, and even in the passing game. Dynamic player. It might be too late for them to do anything, even though we're at the halfway point. They're 2-5. But man, what a guy that they have to be able to hang their hat on and run their offense through. He's a fantastic football player.
David, he does it all. Absolutely everything. Yes. All right, thanks. And more game action from Sunday to recap for you. This time we're headed to an AFC East battle in Buffalo. Patriots at Bills. Cam Newton looking to get back on track here. 4th quarter, Patriots trail 24-21. 30 seconds left in the game. Oh, Cam runs it up, but he fumbled and it's stripped by Justin Zimmer. Dean Marlowe there for the recovery. Take another look at this, though. A costly play for the Pats. Bills win 24-21. It's the first home victory for Buffalo against New England since 2011. Here's Cam after the game.
At the end of the day, this game is all about production, team production, and for us to be on this losing streak, it has affected everybody. And I know I have to do a better job. And, you know, some guys have leadership, you know, skills that may give them that, or that's not my style. My style is I know what I have to do. There's not a person out there that's going to be more critical of how Cam Newton plays outside of Cam Newton.
Okay, so here's the difference in Cam Newton at the start of the 2020 season compared to his most recent game. Cam was 2-1 in his first 3 starts of the year, averaging 238 pass yards per game and an 89.7 passer rating. Fast forward, Newton is now 0-3 in his last 3 starts, averaging just 143 pass yards per game and a 50.1 passer rating. On top of that, he hasn't thrown a single touchdown in that time frame, but has thrown 5 interceptions. Willie, you take it from here, my friend.
I get it, MJ. Patriots are 2-5. They haven't lost 4 games in 18 years. So go back. You talk about dominance. And when you look at the Cam Newton as he drives, it's 2nd down. It's 37 seconds left. They're down by 3, and they're in the red zone. He gets stripped. He fumbles. This is not Patriot football. I get it. But is this the Patriots, or is this more about the Bills? If you look at a team that was supposed to dominate the division, a team that's supposed to be the best by far than any of these teams, they didn't play good defense. They didn't play good offense. And this is what the